Tim Willis, voice of the Tiger Band. So, Mr. Willis, go ahead. Thanks for coming in this morning. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys for having me. It's quite a treat to come in and be here.
Oh, well, thank you for coming in this morning. Well, we've got Will Merritt coming on from the Clemson Tiger Sports Network at 10:15, and then we've got a Georgia Tech guest coming on at 10:30. But feel free to chime in anytime on when we have a guest on, and we'll end the special show with a special tribute like they do in the stadium, because that's the name of the show. So just talk about a little bit about what you do for the Tiger Band.
Well, this is my 20th year as the voice of Tiger Band. I started out in '93 as the PA announcer, and that was a good experience. I had a good time. The previous PA announcer kind of recommended me. The former Tiger Band announcer was Nick Peck. He did it for 31 years, and he was wanting to retire and go back to his place on Cliffs of Glassy, and so he kind of recommended me, and they invited me to do both that season, and I didn't know if I had the time or if it would work in the booth, but they got a person to work for 1 year, and then I transitioned just full-time as Tiger Band announcer, which has been a lot of fun. It's a great gig, great folks to work with, and I thought I'd never get to do something like this. I was a disc jockey in my little hometown of Sulphur Springs, Texas, on KSST 1230 AM. They're still kicking, and got to meet Vern Lundquist years ago when he was in the Dallas market, and Boyd was going into sports broadcasting. But this has been a treat to do this with Tiger Band, and Dr. Speed and his whole staff is just wonderful to work with. One of the most creative guys. They do some interesting things, and they have really brought Tiger Band to the forefront in a lot of ways and gotten a lot of recognition. And just to be a part of that program and a great group of students. I tell you, I did campus ministry here at Clemson for about 24 years, and this is one of the best groups to work with. So it's been one of the great highlights for me, and continues to be. Looking forward to finishing off this 20th year and us going to a BCS Bowl.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we can finish off strong tonight. But you know, would you? We're going to go ahead and try to get Mr. Merritt on the line, and if you'd like to stay with us the rest of the time, or we can do your segment now, or at the end of the show, it's up to you. So you want to stay around until about 11, and we'll end the show like we normally do, or we can do it now, or you can chime in when the guests join us. It's completely up to you. So.
Well, I mean, if you want to go ahead and do it and get it out of the way, and then if I stay or whatever, that I see Will up in the booth all the time. So.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and get to that. But you're the voice of the Tiger Band, and obviously you were the old stadium PA announcer, and for a long time. But so you get to travel with the band, and tell us about that and how fun of an experience that is, getting to go to the different bowls and the different stadiums around the ACC.
Well, that's been fun. I've met a lot of great folks, and you kind of build a relationship over 20 years with the other announcers and the other ADs and folks who run the booth, and it gets to be kind of this camaraderie that exists around the ACC, and a lot of respect for each other. I've been in a lot of the different stadiums and the bowl games. Like I said, the Tiger Band, I travel with them anytime the whole band goes somewhere and marches, and all the bowl games. So that's been a wonderful experience, especially some of the NFL stadiums, and they really take it up a notch. So that's been a sidelight that has opened up a lot of doors, met a lot of people. President Barker and I have been friends a long time. We coached baseball together. There's a lot of administrators and folks that I know, and trustees. And a lot of it's because of being the voice of Tiger Band, and sometimes at bowl games I get to announce little special events they have leading up to the game. So all that has made great connections, a lot of great friends, and being part of the greater Clemson family is just one of the best things I've ever experienced.
It's got to be special. People can definitely identify you. And I remember the first time I heard you was down when Clemson played Auburn, because my parents attended Auburn, but I think Clemson brought their whole band down there, and I heard, you yell, the song that I thought that was really unique. You don't see many bands do things like that, but that definitely makes Clemson unique. So just tell us about why is Clemson special to you? What the tradition, obviously there's a ton of tradition. That's what makes college football unique. But, why is it so special to you doing it every time? And, you just talk about that a little bit if you could.
Well, years ago, to get my connection to Clemson in East Texas, I was a big Cowboy fan, and the Dallas Hoopsters were Cowboy players that came and did basketball fundraisers, like work with the Kiwanis Club or something, and I met Charlie Waters, who graduated and played at Clemson, and we got to talking, and I said, where in the world is Clemson? He told me where it was, and I just started following Clemson after that. Danny Ford came on as coach, and I became a big fan. Never thought I'd ever leave Texas. And 28 years ago, I moved from Galveston, Texas, and came to Clemson. And my family's here. We're going to be here. This is home now, and my boys grew up here. And so I have to tell you that I don't know any other better place in the world to live, just because of the setting, the environment, and like I said, the great people I've met through the years and the traditions here. And I get friends from all over the country that text me and email me and message me about just when they see Clemson on TV and just the cold chills they get, and knowing that I'm there and being a part of that. And it's something that you just really sometimes can't explain, because it's a feeling that I think it connects a lot of folks in a genuine way.
Right, the Clemson family feeling. I mean, there's nothing, that Georgia game or even that FSU game, if that doesn't send you, like chills down your spine when they run down the hill or whatever, I just don't see how you have a pulse. But it is very unique and very special. But, I mean, talk about, it is a beautiful place to live up here. I mean, you've got the mountains, the beach. Coach Ford was talking to us about that last week. He moved back up here after he was done coaching. But, I mean, all you can ask for is up here, and just to, like today was supposed to, I mean, it's going to be a little chilly, but it's going to be beautiful down there tonight. And just talk, I mean, talk about a little, now, I don't know if you said earlier, but did you attend Clemson or what years were you here? And, did you get involved in radio here, or, what kind of, I know you said you were in the BCM for a long time, so just elaborate on that a little more if you could.
Well, I came out here and took the Baptist collegiate ministry job in December of '85, and I attended East Texas State University, which is now Texas A&M Commerce. And while I was there, we won a national championship. Harvey Martin and Dwight White and some of those guys, and all went on to play in the NFL. I had classes with them, but I was just a huge fan of Danny Ford's especially when I came here. I sat with Danny when his son was baptized. Used to just bump into him at church and other places, and still see him every once in a while and reconnect with him. But through the years, I came here and worked with BCM and First Baptist Church as their college minister. I retired in '08 to do other work, helping churches in conflict and things like that. But mostly, it still freed me up to be work with Tiger Band and be a part of this community. But I've been, like I said, been here 28 years and continue to hope to be here for many more years to come. That's right, because it definitely,
the familiar voice and when Tiger Rag plays is something that, kind of unites Clemson fans and, from all over. They call it the Clemson family. But any thoughts on the game tonight and what the Tigers have to do to get a win? It's always been a tight series, rivalry game. Any thoughts on what the Tigers have to do to get a win tonight?
Well, one of my former students who was in Tiger Roar, Matt Irwin, he posted on Facebook this morning. He said, I know what we got to do. We got to tackle everybody. And so that's cheerleaders, everything. I said, well, I'll be practicing with the band, too, and I'll tell them to get ready to tackle all their band. We're just going to tackle everybody. So anyway, but I think that they're going to have to – I think they had time to prepare, and I do think if we can get them out of their game, it's ours. And I just think we have a better team, offense and defense. And they'll be quite a challenge. But I do think we're on a roll now. And I think we're going to sweep the table and be 11-1 and go to a great bowl game. So I really believe that that's where they're positioned right now. And they're playing with that kind of fervor.
I definitely agree with that. But we're talking with Mr. Tim Willis, voice of the Clemson Tiger Band, the familiar sound you hear in the stadium at halftime or before the game. Got just a booming voice over all of Death Valley. And I think during that Georgia game, I really think the whole state of South Carolina could hear that Clemson spell out. But before we really appreciate you coming in this morning, but we're going to get to Will Merritt and other guests. But before, obviously the name of the show we got from the Tiger Rag, the song that shakes the Southland. And before we ever did it, we had talked about, we had Dr. Speed on last week, and he of course gave us your contact, so we get in contact with you and have you on the show. But me and Bradley talked about that, the how to find you to get the the proper introduction to the song. But before we let you, could you give us a kind of a shout out here, how you doing in the stadium? It doesn't have to be quite as loud, but as we go into break here, we'll play Tiger Rag, and we really appreciate you coming in this morning. I guess, what you do best, being the voice of the Tiger Band. So thanks for coming in.
Well, thank y'all, and I'll be glad to do my signature sign off and introducing Tiger Rag. So
all right then. Well, go ahead when you're ready. I'll cut my microphone off here, and then we'll let you have it. Then we'll play Tiger Rag. But thanks for coming in, and go Tigers.
All right, go Tigers. Thank y'all a bunch for having me in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So we're going to get to break here, and we'll come back at 10:30 with Will Merritt from the Clemson Tiger Sports Network, and we really appreciate him joining us. Mr. Willis, do you want to sign off now, or just record it and wait till the end? It's completely up to you. We'll do it either way.
Well, whatever you want me to do. I mean, I'm ready to do it now.
All right, we'll go ahead and do it now. We'll do it now. We'll go ahead, and then we'll go into break. So go ahead whenever you're ready. Thanks again.
And now, in a salute to Tiger fans here on Wisbiff and Tiger fans everywhere, it's the song that shakes the Southland.